Wait, so the FBI can just raid the home of a former president? Are you kidding? For me, if the FBI can just raid the home of a straight, rich, white, career criminal male who stole classified documents from the White House, they can do it to anyone. Anyone. This is bullshit. Bullshit.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I gotta tell you guys, some of these people in the mainstream liberal media got egg all over their face with this news of Joe Biden's private office containing classified documents from his days as VP. Now, I did a video earlier today about this just to give you guys some basic information about what was going on. In this video, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into this situation with Joe Biden and whether or not he actually has the authority to declassify those documents, or whether he should have had those documents at all, because this is a little bit of a gray area for a vice president, which in my opinion is the main difference between his situation and Trump's situation. Trump's situation, the mainstream liberal media lost their mind over, okay? They said Trump needs to go to prison. They say he needs to go to jail for this, okay? He committed a crime, okay? They want to see Trump walked out of Mar-a-Lago, right? So you would think that they would want to see Biden walked out of the White House, or the White House raided by the FBI, or his home in Delaware and all his other private offices that he got. Maybe his secret businesses in China, right? Maybe have them raided by the FBI as well too, right? If they're going to be consistent, if they're not going to be hypocrites on this issue. However, we all know that the mainstream liberal media, hypocrisy is their greatest skill. And we have no other than Joy Behar here, who had a whole lot to say about Trump and the FBI raid in Mar-a-Lago. As she tweeted when the raid happened, she said, quote, "The FBI is searching Mar-a-Lago. This is getting interesting. Buckle up, buttercup." Right? She also says, "Right-wingers and election deniers are all over this search and seizure of Mar-a-Lago," saying, quote, "If they can do that to Trump, they can do it to anyone." Excuse me, but isn't that the point? That no one is above the law? So yeah, they can and they should do it to anyone if they have cause. So Joy Behar says nobody is above the law, right? I'm also going to play a clip here from the show in which they discussed the FBI raid at Mar-a-Lago, and Joy Behar, you know, called out the hypocrisy of Republicans on this issue, right? The alleged hypocrisy. And then she also baselessly speculated that Trump was selling the classified documents as well too with no evidence.
Well, and I've got that like in totally minority position here, where I didn't like when Hillary Clinton allegedly mishandled classified information, and I don't like when Donald Trump does. And it's so bizarre to me that my party, the Republicans, can't see just kind of the rank hypocrisy there. It was worth investigating.
They don't care. They don't care.
So maybe that's the problem. But one thing I want to say on this, just because there's such a deluge of Trump information that sometimes I think we lose sight of why it even matters. So I had a top secret clearance when I was in government, actually a TSSCI clearance, one of the highest you can have. And we were warned, had I walked out of the Pentagon or the White House with a classified document and put it in my apartment, I'd be hauled off to prison. It's a federal crime because top secret means that it could pose grave risk to national security. Well, and he's got it at his country club.
I had a thing about it that I've been hearing about all of this for months now. And you say, well, what is his intention? What was he going to do with that? What was he going to do with those documents? And, you know, always follow the money with Trump, you know? I mean, didn't he just bury his ex-wife on his golf course so he can get a tax break?
Was that true?
Well, she's buried there.
Is she really buried there?
Yeah.
And
every time I see poor Melania's face, it looks like is he going to put me on the 9th hole? You know? But we'll be... you know, that's the whole... Who is he selling it to?
There's more to that joke. Yeah. We'll be right back.
Yeah, so Joy Behar baselessly speculating that Trump was selling those documents to who knows, right? Probably Russia, right? That's what she was insinuating. That's what people were saying, okay, at the time, okay? They were saying that, hey, you know, he should be locked up and, you know, such and such and such and yada, 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 right? And that Republicans are such hypocrites on this, okay? Right? Yeah, absolutely. Well, you would think that Joy Behar would not be a hypocrite and would be consistent on this issue and give that same energy in speculation to Joe Biden, who basically did the same thing that Trump did, except Biden was a VP. You would think that Joy Behar would go just as hard on him. Let's see what she has to say about this.
Well, aside from the facts that Biden turned over the documents as soon as they were found and has been cooperating with authorities, unlike some folks who had to have a subpoena and said they had turned over everything. You know, now we do not know anything about the nature of this. No. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. But I'm just saying, Byron needs to calm down a little bit because there are some perhaps differences here. The optics are not necessarily the best. So is it good news for you? No, who anything that makes us talk about him is good news for him.
Not really. I think that what you just said is right, that there are differences in what happened.
Yes, but the optics are not good.
Well, we all know that Trump is a liar and a thief. You know? We know that. So it's not that big a jump to say that he obstructed and he lied. We don't think that Biden is a liar and a thief, so we give him the benefit of the doubt. That's partly what's going on. But what I think also is going on, no matter what the truth of it is, Whoopi, they will spin it, Bubblehead and Marjorie Taylor and that crowd, Matt Gaetz, you think they're not going to spin this, that is just as bad as Trump? And so the lie gets out there, people believe it, just like that Donaldson person, whatever his name is.
Byron.
What's his name? Byron Donalds. I saw him also. He was at the fight on the floor, too, wasn't he?
He was nominated for Speaker a number of times.
By two people.
Yeah. He's the new darling. In one of the 15 rounds.
But I mean, what I'm just saying is that the lying has been so invasive, so ubiquitous, that no one will believe the truth anymore. And that you can put that at the feet of Donald Trump, who started the lying.
So yeah, I mean, she basically said the quiet part out loud that we all know about these people, bruh. When Republicans do it, right? It's bad, okay? When conservatives do it, it's bad. When Trump does it, bad. When Democrats do it, well, it's different, right? It's different. And the D in different stands for Democrat, right? Y'all see that meme? It's different, right? With the D in parentheses, right? D for Democrat, right? That's exactly what's going on here, right? When the Democrats do it, it's different. Joe Biden, by definition, he's honest, okay? He would never lie about anything, right? He would never, ever, ever lie about anything.
Biden may have more explaining to do. The new questions stem from taped remarks of Biden during an April campaign appearance in New Hampshire.
I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship. Went back to law school and, in fact, ended up in the top half of my class. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only needed 123 credits.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class, that he does not have 3 degrees from college, and that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
Joe Biden ranked 76th in a class of 85 at the University of Syracuse Law School. I mean, this guy comes off this whole thing as a flyweight.
Now Biden says Newsweek is right. His memory had failed him.
And I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
Joe Biden was victimized by the truth.
Bye-bye Biden. He may not know it yet, but I think this is going to be very difficult for him to recover.
Is Joe Biden dead meat, yes or no?
I think so.
Bob?
It's in terminal condition.
Terminal? Eleanor?
Yes, unless he comes in third in Iowa.
Morton?
Dying.
I say dead.
What's behind the words? What's there? And a lot of people, the rap on Biden has always been that it's just a surface.
I should have said, to paraphrase Neil Kinnock, it's the only time I didn't, in all the times I've ever used it.
But CBS News found a tape of a second instance.
It reappeared in the New York Times with a new charge, that Biden had appropriated a famous litany from the late Robert Kennedy about what the gross national product cannot measure.
It cannot measure the health of our children.
Joseph Biden admitted today that he committed plagiarism when he was in law school. He said it was a mistake, but that it was unintentional.
He quoted 5 pages of someone else's work without proper citation.
I've done some dumb things, and I'll do dumb things again.
He was given an F.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
I've been dumb.
To the political community in Washington, it all seems of a piece. Plagiarism at law school, plagiarism on the stump.
The great communicator. Strike that. The great imitator.
You don't steal verbatim, or when you do, as he did 99% of the time, you give credit.
Biden's critics say he sells himself as a man whose words and visions can inspire a new generation in politics. But if the thoughts, phrases, and visions really belong to others, it's a form of false advertising.
Is it a wise idea, though, to take something that personal, anyway, from another politician and try and appropriate it to your own campaign?
I think it was a stupid thing to appropriate.
Yeah, so this guy would never lie, right? That guy would never lie. He's totally 100% honest, not a criminal, would never do anything bad. Didn't even mention the possibility of Biden maybe selling us out to China. Who knows, right? Because she speculated about Trump selling classified documents. We know that Biden, according to Hunter Biden's laptop and some emails, actual evidence that we have, that Biden may be in bed with China, right? Through business dealings with his son. Joy Behar, for whatever reason, didn't want to speculate what Biden might have been doing those documents. Now, a lot of people are talking about what's the difference between Trump and Biden. Well, I'm going to tell you guys. The difference is that Trump, as president, I think arguably has the power to declassify the documents at will because he's president. On the other hand, Joe Biden, because he was vice president, not so much, which, in my opinion, I think puts him in a different situation. I think it's actually a worse situation because, again, he was VP. He did not have as much power as the president. It's also been 6 years as well, too. Yeah, I think that Biden broke the law, and according to the Democrats, he should be punished, right? Because, again, according to Joe Behar, nobody is above the law. Now, let's actually read about Joe Biden's vice presidential declassification authority and what it actually means because, again, it's kind of a gray area here, but it seems like Trump, if anybody's more in the right, it's probably Trump than Biden just based off executive authority. So let's read here. This is actually an interview here between Fox News' Brent Hum and Vice President Dick Cheney when he was in office under Bush because there was a recent executive order under Bush that kind of changed a lot of this stuff. So let's read here. Quote, is it your view that a vice president has the authority to declassify information? Vice President Cheney asked yesterday by Fox News' Brent Hum. Quote, there is an executive order to that effect, replied the vice president. This was a simple answer to a straightforward question, but the matter is actually a bit more complicated. The executive order in question is Executive Order 13292 on classified national security information issued by President Bush in March 2003. It states in Section 1.3 that, quote, the authority to classify information originally may be exercised only by the president and in the performance of executive duties, the vice president, agency heads, and officials designated by the president in the federal register. Remarkably, the phrase, quote, and in the performance of executive duties, the vice president, which dramatically elevates the vice president's classification authority to that of the president, was added to the executive order in 2003. So, yeah, it sounds like according to this executive order, and I don't know why they don't word these things more concisely, right? So there's no, like, confusion. The vice president has the same authority as the president to classify information. However, that doesn't address declassification. Let's read more here. Prior to that, the vice president only had classification authority comparable to that of an agency head, having been designated such an authority in a 1995 presidential order. So much for classification authority. What about declassification? Declassification authority is defined in Section 6.1 of Executive Order 13292. It is granted to, quote, the official who authorized the original classification, the originator's current successor in function, and 3, a supervisory official of either or officials delegated declassification authority in writing by the agency head or the senior agency official. So the vice president has authority to declassify anything that he himself classified. He also clearly has authority to declassify anything generated in the office of the vice president, which he supervises. But is the vice president, like the president, a supervisory official with respect to other executive branch agencies such as the CIA? Did the 2003 amendment to the executive order, which elevated the vice president's classification authority, also grant him declassification authority comparable to the president's? Quote, the answer is not obvious, said one executive branch expert on classification policy. Yeah, so here's the thing, man. In Trump's case, I think Trump has a much stronger case for, well, executive privilege, right? In the sense that I was president, and as president of the United States, I declassified the documents. He does have the power to do that. Again, there's no formal process to actually declassify these documents, which I think is a problem, right? But when it comes to the vice president, again, it's much more of a gray area in the sense that it reads like the vice president only has the authority to declassify documents that he himself or his predecessor classified. So did the documents that Joe Biden have, were they classified by his predecessor or by Joe Biden himself? We don't know, right? We don't know. That is a actual real issue because, again, if he took those documents to a private office, which he did, and they're not declassified, which it seems like they aren't, and he didn't declassify them as vice president, or he didn't have the authority to do so, that is a crime, right? And by the liberals' argument, he should be locked up. He should go to jail. So I just want to clear that up for you guys because I know a lot of you guys were, saying that, Biden doesn't have the authority to declassify documents. That's not exactly true. It's actually more complicated than that. But in this situation right here, it seems like what we do know about the president's ability doesn't really help him out that much without more details. What I do know is that when it comes to, situations like that, I think there needs to be a more streamlined process for handling these documents and how they are declassified. If anything, what we take away from this is that this process definitely should be more formalized. Now, with that being said, again, this is not a bad thing for Biden because they're not going to do anything to him because he's a Democrat. And it's a great thing for Trump because if they don't go after Biden, but they go after Trump, then that clearly is overt bias and partisanship from the DOJ. So, again, this was a kind of a godsend for Trump, right? And this is why I think some people like Joy Behar is in the mainstream liberal media melting down about this and saying the quiet part out loud because, honestly, they don't believe in rules for Democrats, right? Rules for thee, but not for me. Again, Joy Behar said the quiet part out loud about what team she's on and who she's voting for and the double standards, right? Or no standards, really, that they have for their own team. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.